This software it blows my mind. It freaks me out. It's gonna snowball me into a millionaire in the next 3 years. I bet on it. When I see people are intrigued, but that they're just a bit too scared to pull the trigger, I tell them, pop in on a Zoom with me, give me a call, and I'll go through the past callouts on the stacks, and I'll show them, and I'll pull up the chart of the options. Then they're really amazed. People tell me if it wasn't coming from you, I wouldn't believe it. And you know what? I wouldn't either believe it if I saw it online. It's something you really have to see for your own eyes. I really wish I could sit people down and show them one by one how it's groundbreaking. I've been looking for technology like this and I haven't found it yet.
Now it's here. I'll tell you this, in terms of your excitement, the way that you speak about STAX, I think already shows how much confidence and how much trust you have within our software, within all the work that we've been putting into it from day one. A lot of people that have been listening in to the YouTube, Chemo's been telling us he's been working on this thing for over 4 years. It's basically the accumulation of all the work that he's done, all the testing, all the ups and the downs. And of course, hit rate's kind of ridiculous, but this one's at like about 90. And when it comes down to it, if you're able to manage your risk, able to understand your risk management, it's a software that can definitely, just like you said, snowball you into that millionaire, snowball you into great profits, as long as you have an idea of what's going on. Because again, options are not for the faint of heart. Options are definitely something that can go up and down. And if you don't know how the numbers are calculated, it's something that, brings in the jitters, makes your hands shake. And
ARM. You were in ARM, right?
Yeah, I did.
I was in ARM big time. I sold, bro. I don't remember. I think 60%. I would have to check on the Discord. There's something like that. There's 60, 70%. You tell that to anybody, you made 70% in a couple days, they're gonna freak out. I was down 45%. For someone that's not familiar with options, let's say they put an amount of money in, especially if they're not familiar how low you could go, especially if they're not used to the roller coaster, they'll get nervous. I was down 45% at one point in ARM. Had I held it until today, we'd be talking 7,000% or something like that. The contracts that I bought, I think the cheapest ones I bought twice. I think I bought at 1.8, so $180 per contract, and the other entry was 1.1 per contract, so 110 per contract. I checked yesterday. Today I wasn't on too much. I checked yesterday, they were going for like 75. That means 7,500 per contract from $100 a couple days early. That's the power of STAX. I'm using STAX. I'm excited about STAX. I use it all the time religiously. I've even abandoned my other trading strategies that I used to use because it's too high maintenance compared to how easy STAX makes it. So all this excitement, I can't even tell you how my eyes are glued on STAX. When I do my analysis at night, I go through every print that happened. I mainly pay attention on STAX. There's the main STAX that just has all the orders. Then you have the big money. You have the unusual money. Big money is every order over $1 million. Unusual money, self-explanatory, unusual type of prints, something that could raise a flag. Then you have the STAX AI. I go through all of them individually. Every single print that happened in big money that day, every single print that happened in unusual prints, every single one that happened on STAX, I go through them. So I look at this all the time. I see the results. I see how incredible it is. And I underestimate it. I still underestimate it now. And I've been using it since it was the beta version. I've been using it since, when did we get it? September, October?
Yeah, around then. Yeah, we
Something
started
like
being able to see that. The AI filter got tweaked a little bit here and there to make sure that it flowed right.
Right.
But yeah, seriously.
So I've been using it for 5 months. I've seen it. I've seen your back tests too. You put on YouTube all the time, almost every second week. You put it on YouTube.
Anyway. Right now I'm doing it every month, but I probably will start to do it a little bit more consistently because there are a few more weekly or short-term contracts that we do need to review. But as this continues to go on, all those receipts are going to be printed out there. They're going to be shown to the world so people understand what we're all about, what this software is really able to do.
But just to say to whoever's watching, I have this thing under a magnifying glass, and I have been for 5 months, and I'm still underestimating it. It's really the most.
Just like you said. Just like you said that.
Look how excited I am. I've been using it for 5 months. I'm still excited.
That ARM contract, I jumped in on that as well, and I'll tell you, I went from 1.5 up to over 3,000 per contract. So about
Oh,
3,300,
oh,
right? And you know
and you
what's crazy about
undersold
yeah,
yourself.
exactly. You know what's crazy is that the week after, because ARM had their earnings on a Wednesday, and then it kind of consolidated a little bit. On the Monday after, it jumped up to 7K. So I would have had almost 4,000% returns on it. And I'm cashing out at 2,000% return, looking back on it, going, wow, I got out
Jump
kind of
change.
early. I got
Yeah.
and that's not the only one too. And you know
Bro,
too.
CLSK on
There's
me today.
Yep. And we'll talk about all of those. I've got Nvidia, the ones from the beginning where Nvidia before it even popped off before earnings. I got out at like 2,000. I was looking at it the other day. It's at 14,000 now. So
Wow.
there's a lot of great information to be had if people understand how to use our software. And, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. I want to make sure that we cover everything. I've got some questions for you that we can answer, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the stack strategy and the Discord strategy a little bit closer to the end.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
listed off.
Bursting out of me,
No,
dude.
I I totally understand. You're definitely one of the people who's always excited to share what Stacks has, and that's why we wanted to make sure we sat down, got this interview done. When you're shouting from the rooftops, shouting at the top of your lungs about something, you're so passionate about it. I'll tell you, one of the reasons why Kimo and I are excited to have you as a part of the team is definitely a big part of the passion of the understanding of how learning how to trade, learning how the markets work. It's not a guarantee for everybody, but ultimately when you do understand how things work and you're able to put it in play, you definitely do unlock a whole different side of your life, a whole different side of what's possible for yourself and your family.